This is 1.3, day 2, part 2. We just did a problem where we multiplied two polynomials or radical expressions together. We're going to just do one more of these and we can sit and watch. We go first. So 4 times 2 square roots of 3. Outside. 4 times 5. Inside, negative square root of 3 times 2 square roots of 3, and then last. Negative square root of 3 times 5. So you multiply in the blue the outside stuff to the outside stuff, so 4 times 2 are the outside, and then square root of 3. The red is just 4 times 5, which is 20. And then the green, if I put a 1 in front of that square root of 3, we multiply outside stuff, so negative 1 times positive 2 is negative 2. And then square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3. And then the black, negative square root of 3 times 5, we throw a 1 here again, outside stuff, negative 1 times 5 is negative 5, and then square roots of 3. I'm going to multiply my green together, negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. And I'll just bring everything else down. So 8 square roots of 3 plus 20 minus 5 square roots of 3. The middle terms are like terms. 20 minus 6 is 14. And then the outermost terms, these two, are like radicals. So we take the coefficients. 8 minus 5 is 3. And then square root of 3 comes along for the ride. Next example. Now we're getting into doing more rationalization, but now we have two terms in the denominator. So to be able to clean up this fraction, we have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by the conjugate. So the conjugate of this denominator is going to be a negative there. So I'm going to keep the first fraction, 2 over 1 plus the square root of 3. Then the conjugate of the denominator is 1 minus the square root of 3. So we do that to both the numerator and the denominator. Now we multiply these two fractions together. So we multiply across. 2, 1 minus the square root of 3. The denominator, if I FOIL the denominator, 1 times 1 is 1. And then 1 times negative square root of 3 is negative 1 square root of 3. So we just on first and outside. Now we go to inside, and we get 1 square root of 3. And then we go to last. Negative square root of 3 times positive square root of 3 is negative 3. What will always happen in these problems is these middle two terms will cancel out. So now we get 2, and then 1 minus the square root of 3, and I'm purposely not distributing that 2 through yet, because I'm going to hope to see if maybe something in the denominator will help cancel it. Then 1 minus 3 are like terms in the denominator, so we get negative 2. What can reduce down now is another 2. 2 and 2 become 1. So what we're left with is 1 minus the square root of 3 over negative 1. And then we can bring that radical, or that denominator, negative 1, back up. So we get negative 1, 1 minus the square root of 3. And then distribute it. Negative 1 plus the square root of 3. Last example. We're going to rationalize again. So I'm going to keep the first fraction as it is. And then I'll multiply by the conjugate of that denominator. So it's going to be 3 plus the square root of 2 over 3 plus the square root of 2. Now I multiply across. Negative 14 times 3 square roots of 2 over, now if you remember the last example, our inside terms canceled out. So to save us a little bit of time, we just have to do first and last. So first is 3 times 3, which is 9, and then last, negative square root of 2 times positive square root of 2 is negative 2. Reduce the denominator, which is 7. And now, look what can cancel. I can divide 14 by 7. I can divide it by 7 by 7. So now I have negative 2 times the quantity 3 plus the square root of 2 over 1. I can drop the 1 and then distribute the negative 2 through. So I get negative 6 minus 2 square roots of 2. There is a radical worksheet that will be added to this, and I'll explain that in class. And then we have some problems on page 24 to do.